the Bowels of Netflix, where your fearless co-hosts Isaac and Larry force each other to watch the worst pieces of shit on Netflix. We will go over every bad edit, all the broken dialogue, all the wooden acting, and laugh along the way, because this is the Bowels of Netflix! Welcome to the Bowels of Netflix. My name is Isaac, and with me, as always, is Larry. How are you doing this week, Larry?
Racism, murder, songwriting, interspecies sucking, interspecies fucking, songwriting, drug-induced hallucinations, Nazi-like propaganda, gender stereotyping, songwriting, an old antelope hitting on a chameleon dressed like William Shakespeare, and a large magical jungle pool full of what appears to be mother's milk.
So a normal week for you, right?
Yeah, more or less. Usually more songwriting.
Oh, man. That's all in your movie, for the love of God.
All that and more on this
Holy
episode
shit.
of The Bowels of Netflix.
Well, yeah, we are the Bowels of Netflix, and because we are sadomasochist lovers, we force each other to watch terrible movies on Netflix and then describe them back to one another, and that's what we're doing here. This week, Larry is suffering through Leo the Lion. That's what it's called?
Leo the Lion.
Ooh, it's an animated movie for children, I believe, right?
Yes. It's for children or like your house plants. If you have a plant that's showing at television, if you want your water to taste better, you can put your water in front of this and it will absorb the energy of this movie and become tastier.
If Gwyneth Paltrow is listening, she's already stolen our idea and made millions off of it. So, little housekeeping. We do exist on the internet. We have a Facebook. We have a Twitter. Those are Bowels of Netflix. You come poke us or twat us or twiddle us or whatever you like to do. We also have an email, so you could drop us a line at bowelsofnetflix@gmail.com. Let us know what you think. Give us suggestions for movies. If you've seen any of these movies, you could type up your thoughts, and that might be interesting. And we're here every Sunday, and it's awful. We hate it. I don't know why we do it.
Really? Why? Why? The sadomasochism, it started as a joke, but I think it's becoming real.
I fully believe that as well. I have the bruises to show.
My poor neighbors. My poor dog. It's yelling already, and there's gonna be more.
Oh, God. All right, well, let's get into this movie, Larry.
Isaac, have you seen The Lion King?
Yes, I have. Quite a good movie. Is this similarly good?
Do you know The Lion King is a knockoff of Leo the Lion? Now, I know what you're thinking. Lion King was produced in 1994, and Leo the Lion was made in 2013, and that's really close. And you'd think, well, there's no way that The Lion King can be the knockoff, and yet, I believe that Leo the Lion was first. It was a conceptual piece back in the 90s, and it was actually, Leo the Lion is an Italian film. As you'll learn, the Italians don't know nothing about no fucking lions.
Well, lions are native to Italy, right?
Yeah, that's where they came from.
They run around in the vineyards and eat the grapes and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, this is a movie about a vegetarian lion, so you're closer than you think.
A vegetarian lion, what?
So, Leo the Lion, it's a knockoff of The Lion King.
Hold on. I'm sorry. Cats, and I'm assuming this is big cats, they need taurine, which you can only get from eating meat. Specifically rodent brains, I believe. Maybe it doesn't apply to big cats, but I know a cat that died terribly because it wasn't eating enough meat.
Yeah, for those I'll get to that later. If anyone's a Futurama fan, I got a sweet Futurama reference coming up in the review. Leo the Lion, produced in 2013, obviously a knockoff of The Lion King. The Lion King, what's 2013 minus 1994? Somebody do the quick math. 19 years? Does that sound right? Yep. 19 years later, a writer and director by the name of Mario Cambi decided, I gotta strike while the iron of The Lion King is hot. Now, I'm not the world's biggest Disney fan. There's some good Disney movies that I really like and some that I just don't care about. I think Emperor's New Groove is the best Disney movie, and no one on planet Earth has ever agreed with me.
I agree with you.
Really? Oh,
yeah. Well,
I knew it did the show with you for a reason.
it's like Aladdin is probably, I like Aladdin better.
Aladdin is my second favorite, so...
But
again,
Emperor's New Groove is fucking wonderful. Yeah. And weird. Most Disney movies aren't weird enough.
There has been a lot of Disney movies in between Lion King and now, but some fucking Italian thought by the name of Mario, which Isaac, as you know, all of my impressions of accents eventually turn into Mario. You've known me for a long time, and you know that to be the case. So most of my accents will eventually turn into that. But
oh god,
just 19 years later, decided I'm going to make a Lion King, and I think in his head he thought it was better. I really do, because he wrote and directed it with also he with the collaboration of Pier Stefano Marangoni, who wrote the screenplay. I don't fucking why am I giving this credence? So this has a new record for our podcast. On IMDb, 1.5 out of 10 stars.
Ooh, wow.
We are not the only media outlet to review this. Like, I saw a couple articles, and a couple of people have looked at this thing, because it is just a baffling pile of shit. Now, this really confuses me and scares me. Rotten Tomatoes, there's no tomato meter available because no one who would ever call themselves a critic has seen this fucking thing, because why wouldn't they? Would you like to guess what the audience score of Rotten Tomatoes is for this movie?
That's probably alarmingly good. Does it come in above
45% liked it.
Ooh, that's scary.
788 people have rated this, and it has a rating of 2.8 out of 5. How?
Yeah, I don't get that one.
We're going to come back to this after the review's over, because you need to be made to understand that 788 people went on here and gave this movie higher than a 1. And that terrifies me.
Maybe they were all Italian.
This movie doesn't even have a Wikipedia page.
Wow, that's pretty bad.
That's also a first for this show.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, God.
You could start one, Larry. You're an expert now.
I'm probably the world's foremost expert on this movie by this point, yeah. Brought to you by the Weinstein Company.
Ooh, they're a successful operation, right? No bad news stories breaking about them, right?
They're a successful organization. That is definitely true. So that cannot be denied. Any allegations, true or not, about Mr. Harvey himself, it does not take away from the fact that the Weinstein Company is a very incredibly well-known production.
Have they renamed it yet?
I don't know. I really don't know.
He got arrested. He's officially arrested.
Oh
now.
no, he did it. He's a piece of shit. But I mean, this is 2013. Do you remember? You were a fan of Breaking Bad, and if anyone's gonna bitch, if anyone who's listening, if we actually have any listeners, we're gonna bitch about spoilers. It's been off the air for a couple of years now. You'll live.
Oh yeah, eat a dick.
Do you remember in Breaking Bad how like Gus Fring had a Pollos Hermanos restaurant in Germany that he could like run his drugs through?
Yeah,
I swear to God, this is the real life version of that. This shitty, low budget Italian. I didn't actually look up the budget. Let me see if I can find that. This shitty, low budget fucking Italian movie has the Weinstein stamp on it because like the Mario, the writer of this movie, he was fucking slipping Harvey below. He had to have been, because it doesn't make any sense otherwise.
I could see that, and that actually really does happen a lot for money laundering is through movies, but the biggest one, and you'll love this, Larry, I don't know if you already know, I just found out because I'm a moron, I should have known this years ago, but is art sales. Really? All big, like, multi-million-dollar art sales is just money laundering, and the prices get inflated, and that's why pieces of shit are worth millions of dollars.
That explains so much. All of my arguments all these years ago about all these art pieces is starting to all make sense, isn't it? It's not art, it's just bullshit.
Yeah, some of it's real, but it's not worth as much as people say it is.
No, of course not.
Because they're just stealing.
So, yeah, there's similar thing happening here. This thing is laundering money. Unsurprisingly, can't find a budget. So, Leo the Lion, more like Leo the Launderer.
That'd be a good kids movie.
And I just want to point out, and this probably won't fascinate a lot of people, but those who will know it will be weird. Are you familiar at all, Isaac, with Critical Role?
Vaguely, yes.
Yeah, me too. I tried to listen to it and didn't like it, but it's run by a guy named Matt Mercer. Critical Role is like his Dungeons and Dragons podcast.
Yeah, and they're all professional voice actors. It's very well performed.
Right.
And yeah, I did the same. I listened to a bit, but just didn't get into it myself.
Yeah, I didn't like it. But Matt Mercer, the guy who runs that, he's in this. He's the villain of this movie. And he's also like a very prolific voice actor, which kind of blew me away. It's just really weird because it was in 2013, and I think he was just a nobody then. I mean, he's in fucking Leo the Lion, so clearly. But it's just like, I happen to catch it at the end of the credits, and I'm like, that can't be the same guy. It is. So
interesting.
It's really weird, yeah. I didn't look at any other actors. I happen to know this name because I play Dungeons and Dragons because I fucking devoted my life to just being alone. And one of my friends talks about him a lot, so the name sticks out in my head. Anyway, weird side fact, but yeah, let's not hold back any longer. Let's just kick this into overdrive.
Take the plunge.
There's a lot to talk about because once again, I've got 9 pages about this fucking kids movie, and the review will probably go about as long as the movie because I'm an insane person. Oh god. All right, so I'm trying to think if there's anything else I need to go about I think I have all my lion history and flora and fauna in the middle of this, so I don't need to get into it now. So we jump in immediately. We get our narrator, who we later learn is an antelope named Uncle Lope. Antelope.
Oh, God.
He tells us about our titular star, Leo. Leo is a lion that's different from other lions because, if you don't remember from last week, it was last week, the description of the film, Leo doesn't eat meat. He's a vegetarian. He prefers to eat grass. Now, as you said, Isaac, lions need to eat meat. Big cats need to eat meat. If anyone here is a Futurama fan, the first thing I thought of is the time in Futurama when the hippies taught a lion to eat tofu, and it just stands there sadly on the street coughing. YouTube tofu lion. It's a 12-second clip. It's worth it. And that lion on there, that's what Leo looks like, thin and gaunt and awful. So the first 2 or 3 minutes of this movie are shot from Leo's point of view perspective. Now remember, of course, this is a 100% shitty CGI movie, which we'll talk about the CGI in a little bit. I was utterly terrified. I was in for a vomit-inducing ride through Leo's eyes the entire movie, in which case I'd have just quit the show, because no. I'm not watching the fucking VR Leo the Lion from his perspective. I'm not doing it. But thankfully that was only like the first 2 minutes. Don't know why. Leo's mother weird. Comes up to him, licking his face. Now let's talk about the licking. There's a lot of it in this movie.
Huh.
Now, Isaac, you're a fan of pornography, as am I.
Oh yes,
as our
a connoisseur, I would say.
Yeah. I'd say we're connoisseurs. You've seen, even if you're not super fond of it, you've seen Japanese drawn pornography hentai.
Yes.
So you know how they got really weird sounds, as if anyone who's ever produced a hentai has no idea what actual body parts and sex sound like, and feel the need to insert like wet vaginal sounds and stuff like that?
Yeah.
I swear to God, this licking sound effect is pulled like straight out of an anime girl getting fucked.
That would be a great Easter egg to slip into a kid's movie. You just steal some of the sounds from a porno.
Yeah,
that's something I would do.
Yeah, it's weird, and that's all I could think about because it's like such an unnatural licking sound. I've licked things and people, and it does not sound like this, and it's really off-putting every time I hear it. But anyway, Leo asks his mother if they're going to hunt any banana trees today because he's a vegetarian. She says no, they're going to hunt something a little more meaty. Our narrator, Uncle Lope, tells us that Leo's mother knew that Leo was going to be a great lion, regardless of his vegetarianism. Doubtful, but let's just go past it. There's a lot of ideological arguments I have to get through in this film, so let's not get started now. By the way, it's spring, it's allergy season. Yesterday I saw 3 different dogs, all of which were shedding like crazy, one of which is my own. I'm a little stuffed up. My apologies. So the lions are chasing a pack of zebras across the plains, which now we have to stop and talk about the location of this movie. So the main plot of this movie, which we're going to get to, is finding the heart of the jungle. This movie takes place in a desert. Almost exclusively.
That is where lions live, in the desert, because Africa's just a desert.
Now, I actually at the point I admit here, I did not know lions lived in like actual desert. I mean, you see lions, you see them in the savannah, which is like a desert but with grass and some trees and water. But like, apparently lions live in the actual desert. No,
really?
I didn't look too hard into it, but like they use the word desert in several different places I saw. So apparently so. Like, this is not out of the realm of possibility, but...
Huh. Well, I learned something new today, thanks to Leo the Lion. Look at that.
People, like look into it more. I'm not an expert. There was a lot of things in this movie I looked up, so I didn't spend a whole lot of time on each one, except for the bit at the very end, which I went into extensive detail about. But this movie, it's just an excuse not to draw backgrounds, because it's like most of this movie takes place in like basically the Utah salt flats. And now again, this is all CGI entirely, but it's just an excuse not to draw any backgrounds. But anyway, yeah, they're chasing these zebras across this desert plain. And Leo, one of the zebras breaks off, and only Leo sees it. And he's still a cub at this point. He calls his mother over, and she chases the lone zebra to the edge of the cliff. Which, by the way, it's when I realized Leo's mother has eyeshadow. Which is weird, because she's a lion.
Well, female lions usually wear eyeshadow.
They gotta look pretty, right?
It's like a social thing.
You gotta look pretty for the male lions.
Yeah.
Mama attacks the zebra, but the zebra throws her off, and she's hanging on by the edge of a cliff. Lion on a cliff, lion on a cliff, lion on a cliff. Have I seen that somewhere? Does that sound familiar to you at all?
Yeah. Emperor's New Groove. It's
oh,
like the
that's
whole movie.
right. Yeah. For sure. That classic Disney movie about lions, Emperor's New Groove. Mama falls into the river below as Leo looks on. She calls to him to find the heart of the jungle, where he will be safe. We'll get to that a little more.
Okay.
So then we get to watch her die.
Oh, boy.
Interspersed with closer and closer up shots of Leo's sad, shitty face.
That's intense.
She falls down a waterfall and bangs off a bunch of rocks and then falls into the water, and we watch her basically everything but drown. All the while cutting back to Leo and closer to his crying tears. There's a lot of these weird artistic-y shots that don't fit. And it's like, I don't know anything about the director and all that shit, but I feel like somebody got out of art school and is trying to slip in some of their own oeuvre into this. Because it comes out in really weird points that, like, don't make sense for a kid's movie. Because this movie is designed for you to put on in front of a 5-year-old, and they are going to grasp 10% of the plot and be like, look at the lion! The lion's dancing!
Right. That's what all kids' movies are. But I want to make a prediction right now that the mom is like a Black Panther at the bottom of the waterfall, not really dead, and she's going to come back at the end and be like, woo!
No, she's just dead.
No?
She's
just dead?
Normally
okay, so
I'd play along with this, but no, she's just fucking dead. I don't...
Okay.
We have a lot of stuff to get to. Feel free to make predictions, and if they're closer, I'll let them pass. But no, she's just fucking dead. She's dead as a doornail.
All right. Starting off heavy.
Oh, yeah. It just gets heavier. So Mom's dead, and we cut to a bit later, where Leo is now terrified of water. The other lion cubs make a mockery of him because he's a vegetarian. Lions are meant to eat meat, which, is accurate. He thinks back to the heart of the jungle that his mother told him about, where, quote-unquote, he would be safe. And by safe, she means he just wouldn't be bullied. So that's the lesson, kids, is run from your bullies. Run and hide in a place where no one can find you from your bullies. That's how you deal with your problems in life.
Good lesson.
Is that the way to do it now? Is that like the PC way? I'm not being funny. I'm serious here. Like, how is that taught in school nowadays? Like, how is dealing with bullying taught and dealt with?
Well, no one's supposed to fight back ever, so even if you're defending yourself, you get in just as much trouble, I think.
I'm not even saying...
kind of nonsense.
I'm not advertising, if somebody bullies you, punch them in their stupid face. I mean, that's what I did, but I grew up in a different time and was raised by, like, a violent sociopath by one half of my life. So... I don't know that I necessarily know. I'm also single, fat, and childless, so who the hell am I to judge? But I'm just curious as to, like, because now, I mean, everyone sues over everything, and everyone calls everyone out for just existing. So I'm curious how, because it's a delicate topic, and I'm curious, like, is there like a baseline standard for how children are meant to deal with bullying nowadays?
Well, what I'm going to teach my children is just to go straight up to them, look them in the eye, and then pee on their feet.
That'll probably work. I mean, they'll probably get beat up once, but they never again.
It's crazy enough.
Yeah. It's just be the crazy guy in prison. It's basically how you deal with your problems.
Yeah, we should, whatever works best in prison is what we should teach on the schoolyard.
It's true. Find the biggest, meatiest, toughest kid and submit yourself to him for protection. He's gonna fuck you in the ass, but you're gonna be safe.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Or she.
Right, yep. We're gender neutral here. Or maybe they, both? Is that a thing? Can you be both genders? I don't know.
You can be a lot of... Oh, let's not. let's not.
Gender fluid bully. We'll leave it there.
Gender Fluid Bully is a great name for a band made exclusively of people from Tumblr. Anyway, Leo grows up in the quote-unquote forest nearby. Recall again, they live in like a desert wasteland. He grows up in like a tiny little patch of jungle that's maybe a few miles wide. It's very small. The Heart of the Jungle, spoiler, is not here. Their definition of jungle is very suspect, but we'll get to that. We get a weird part of this movie where it flashes forward to old man Leo, who's giving a lecture talking about being a vegetarian. We get a bunch of these like flash forwards to like old gray-haired Leo, like talking about, when I was a boy, we had to walk uphill both ways in the snow. And it's like these weird lectures. It's these weird details. Like I wasn't even sure that it actually was Leo until the second time I watched this movie. And there's no way that the fucking 4-year-olds with their pants full of shit that this movie is meant for would ever understand that. I'm a grown man, and I didn't get it for a while. So why have it? There's no suspense for me, because now I know Leo lives. And I thought he was going to get gored by a big racist elephant, but no, he just survives. So now there's no stakes. So, as an adult watching this movie with my kid, I'm out. I'm already out. You've lost me. God damn it.
Well, you just open up the flask in the movie theater and, have a little me time.
I wonder if this actually was in theaters. I couldn't find any details because, again, it's a money laundering scheme. It's for the Weinsteins to funnel their fucking coke money through it.
Well, if you're watching at home, you throw the empty bottle of Jack Daniels against a wall and open up a new one.
Yeah, pretty much. And then use crack it over your kid's skull for... I don't know, that got dark. So, instead of finding the heart of the jungle like his mother told him, Leo just kind of hangs out for a few years, probably singing like Mahona Hatutu or something like that. And we get to meet our narrator in the flesh at last, Uncle Lope. He is an old antelope that everyone in this little patch of forest seems to know. He and Leo are best friends. He tells Leo that he asked, quote-unquote, the hedgehog and anteater, both of which are actually tropical animals. I checked, so fair enough. But no one seems to know where the heart of the jungle is. So he asked 2 fucking guys. So good detective work, Batman. Uncle Lope says he did find out that the heart of the jungle is guarded by a mystical shaman. How? Why? Who knows? If no one knows where it is, how do they know there's a guardian? I don't know. What's the nature of this guardian? And who did Uncle Lope have to hump in order to find out? The hedgehog and the anteater. Anyway, Uncle Lope wishes that all lions were vegetarians, as another lion chases 2 other antelopes right by them. They at least seem content with the natural order of things, so I'll give them that. Like, Leo never tries to proselytize to the other lions about being a vegetarian. Okay, at least they're better than the Jehovah's Witnesses and the hardcore Christians in that response. We don't get any of that shit. He's a vegetarian and is okay being a vegetarian by himself. Fine. Another lion comes up upon them and tries to attack Uncle Lope, so Leo pretends to attack him himself and knocks him behind a bush, and then says, I'm going to eat this guy. You move on. So Uncle Leo grumbles about he could have taken him, and then we get an immediate flashback to what just happened in slow motion. And when I say immediate, I mean, like, imagine you watch the opening to SpongeBob SquarePants, and the next scene is the opening to SpongeBob SquarePants, but slower with someone narrating what just happened.
So we're filling time now. How long is the movie?
It's like an hour and 10, 11 minutes, something like that.
Oh, wow. They really needed to fill time.
Oh, we'll get to that. God. They have another method. They have very small, little sneaky methods of filling time. I didn't see any recycled footage. I think there might have been like 3 seconds of it, but not really worth mentioning. But, besides the obvious flashbacks, which there's several of, and I'll complain about them every time. Uncle Lope, it's like, but there's this dramatic Catholic choir, too, while he's, like, narrating, like, Leo was really the brave one back in those days when he would save my life from that bloodthirsty lion. And Leo was always the hero and just had to believe in himself. Is Leo the Messiah? We cut to Savannah, the elephant, who we are told has always wanted a baby. I can't tell if she's pregnant or just fat, which I know you're not supposed to say about a woman, but she's an actual elephant, so really I think I get a pass for this one.
You can say it about an elephant.
We find out that she is late for Lamaze class, and also that she's the queen of the elephants. We get the first appearance of what I've called the unexplained Rasta monkeys.
Well, I'm going to need you to explain the unexplained Rasta monkeys.
Now, the unexplained Rasta monkeys are these two monkeys that are wearing the stereotypical Rasta hats, like the red, green, black hat caps that you're supposed to keep all your dreads in. And they appear in a lot of shots in this movie, just watching from the trees, where they get a little scene where they're like climbing up trees and looking at one another as if they're the audience. They represent the audience in this film. They have a part to play in the very last set of scenes. But other than that, they're just these unexplained Rasta monkeys that, I was going to do a bit where I did a whole little Rasta voice and accent, but I realized I have nothing to say other than something about that good spliff at the heart of the jungle, so really I'm just going to let it go.
So, as everyone knows, Rastafarianism is essentially from Jamaica,
yes.
which also everyone knows is in Africa.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And you probably don't want to ever compare black people to monkeys.
Hey man, it's going to be alright. Don't let it get out of your head, Isaac. We got to find the heart of the jungle.
Oh my god!
If I do that long enough, it's gonna turn into Mario. I'm not being funny. It's the truth. It always happens.
I would love to see that transition, or time how long it would take.
Less than 50 seconds, for sure. So yeah, Rasta monkeys. Leo is chasing a butterfly when he runs into Savannah. Literally, he flies back about 20 goddamn feet in a ridiculous pratfall. She flips out because he's a lion, and he then plays the part of Savage Lion until he just says, nah, I'm not going to eat you. But the experience of this bad comedy is so bad that she goes into labor and falls over on top of him.
What?
So in this kid's movie, we get to experience the early stages of an elephant giving birth, moans and groans and all.
Oh boy.
She wants Leo to take her to Beatrice, the elephant doctor. Leo brings up the very valid point that this poses some logistical issues, so she tells him to go fetch the doctor and bring her here instead. And then launches into a story about her husband. This is Savannah's husband. Isaac, I'd like you to guess her husband's name.
Savannah's husband's name. Desert?
Eli Font.
What? Oh, no,
Eli,
no.
E-L-I space P-H-A-N-T.
No.
Eli
No. Take
Font.
that back.
No.
Take it back, Larry. No. Take it back.
So we cut back to the fateful day. Savannah and Eli are cuddling. There's some really weird sort of like people on the articles I read like really obsessed over this part because it's like oddly sexual, but I don't think it was. I think people are just looking for anything. They're like cuddling, and she's telling Eli that she's preggers because he fucked her with his elephant cock. And the outsiders show up. Outsiders being humans in a helicopter. Eli makes Savannah hide while he protects the herd. He's the king of the herd because she's the queen. The humans in I wrote the elevator instead of helicopter shoot the fucking elephant like 3 times, and he eventually falls over, assumedly dead. Although Savannah says what really happened is they took him to a place called Zoo. After this story, Leo sadly licks her face. Again, recall the gross hentai noises, and it makes it weird. And we get another flash forward. Another flashback. Again, just like the last one. Except this time, in the flashback, it cuts to another fucking flashback in the middle of the flashback. We just saw... Are you fucking serious? I need to describe this in steps because it's important. So Uncle Lope is narrating the flashback we just saw about the flashback because we see, again, the helicopter shooting Eli Font. And then we go into a different part of the flashback we didn't see before, so it's now within the initial flashback. I know this sounds like I'm doing a White Chicks bit, but I'm not. So here it goes step by step. We see the helicopter scene of Eli getting shot and fall. We get a new scene of Uncle Lope in the bushes, because apparently he was there at the time. And while he's watching this, a new elephant runs up to the prone form of Eli. He delivers an evil monologue while the helicopter is still floating in the air and stomps Eli on the head to fully knock him out. This is all part of the initial flashback that's part of the other flashback. So, Uncle Lope, here's what you get out of this. Savannah thinks humans shot and took her husband. Uncle Lope knows that humans and an elephant worked together to take her husband. The evil elephant, which I'll get to in a minute because he's the best thing that ever fucking happened to me in my entire life. It's heavily implied, if not downright stated, that the evil elephant is working with the humans to get rid of Eli, which presents many logistical problems, as we'll see later. But it's important you understand that this is the sequence of these events. Because this helicopter is still there while this elephant is fucking with Eli.
If the humans want an elephant for a zoo, and they have an elephant they're talking to, why wouldn't they just take that elephant?
We'll see later they try. So the evil elephant working with the humans. He's a huge white elephant bull named, I shit you not, Maximus Elefante. And he is this movie's Terry Crews in that everything to do with Maximus Elefante is amazing and I love it. He's just evil and terrible and like proud and it's great. He's the only thing preventing this movie from being the worst kids movie of all time. He's so magnificently arch to the point of ridiculous that it drags everything else up from being the worst.
Now I'm curious.
So, alright, so that was... It's important for later that you realize that he's working with the humans and that it all happens in the space of a flashback within a flashback. So Uncle Lope has seen what Maximus did, but for some fucking reason he never tells anybody this, even though he's the most respected animal in this desert/jungle/CGI hellscape. So we cut back to Savannah. She's given... by the way, we are 11 minutes into this movie. I'm on page 3 of my notes. I'm already lost my voice and I'm out of breath. It's only getting worse. So Savannah has given birth off-screen to 2 elephant babies who never get names. And that I by the third watching, I checked every scene to see if they get names. They don't. They're just elephant babies.
Baby 1, baby 2.
Their bit is their tails are always tied together, like they're holding hands. Always. Until the very last scene. It's surprisingly infuriating, and I don't know why. But it's really, I just kept shouting at the television, remove your fucking tails apart. So Savannah says she likes having Leo here while she's, stroking his head, and he's weirdly into it. Leave it. We'll get to it later. I swear. Okay. Keep it together. We'll get to it. But she tells him to go get the doctor, which she told him fucking 30 minutes ago when she was squirting elephant babies out of her cooch.
Yeah, well, what? Okay.
I'm now on to page 4, and we're 11 and a half minutes of this movie in. There's so many things to obsess over, but we'll get there, I swear. So, running to the doctor, Leo almost falls into a pool, freaking out about the water, because as you recall, his mom died in water, so he hates water in all forms. Right. This includes rain, we'll get to that. He almost gets eaten by 2 crocodiles until he jumps onto the back of a friendly Jewish hippo who gives him a ride out of there. If you don't believe me, watch it for yourself. It's about the 12-minute mark. The hippo is a Jew. That's fine. I'm just pointing it out because it seems like an odd choice. So Leo continues running for the doctor when in the distance he is stalked by Maximus. Note this is the first time we've seen Maximus in the actual present timeline. We saw him in a flashback, which I'll say is 9 months ago because I'm too lazy to look up how long elephants are pregnant for. I'll assume they're pregnant.
18 months.
Are you...
Actually, no, I think it's 24 months. I think it's 2 full years. They have the longest gestation period. I know that.
Are you telling me the truth?
They have the longest one. I just don't remember exactly how long. But okay. I think it's close to 2 years.
I'm frightened that you know that. So.
Oh yeah, I know a lot about gestation periods.
Does not surprise me. It doesn't. Just knowing
it's my hobby.
Knowing you for as long as I've known you, it doesn't surprise me in the slightest.
Every time I see an elephant give birth, I know there was some hot elephant sex exactly 2 years before that.
You want to talk about hot elephant sex? Just wait. Okay, so yeah, we saw him in a flashback from 2 years ago. But so now we see him here in the present, and he's musing about where Leo is off to in a hurry. And he's like, "Is Leo? Well, that's Leo, the vegetarian lion. Where is he off to in such a hurry? Why the fuck would he care about Leo? He has no relationship with Leo at this point. None. Zero.
Right.
He's just some dumbass lion that nobody fucking likes because he doesn't eat meat." So Leo gets to the elephant doctor. She's an angry old woman who doesn't believe Leo's a vegetarian. They have a back and forth that doesn't go anywhere funny. He convinces her to come with to see Savannah, and Maximus is like, curiouser and curiouser. Where's Leo and the doctor going? And we also get to the first sweet, sweet licks of Maximus's guitar theme, which we'll get to, in grand fashion. So Beatrice, the elephant doctor, starts examining Savannah while Leo takes the children aside. And by the way, the newborn elephants totally can talk, to the level of a 7-year-old. They've been alive for an hour, and they have fully cognizant human speech, ideas, thoughts, and all that kind of stuff. Gross. So Leo licks them. Again, it's really gross. It's a gross sound. And he tells them, Beatrice says, like, I can see inside your heart that you're a good lion. And he tells them, I wish I could see inside my heart. And he kind of wanders off sadly. And the kids determine, oh, well, he must be our dad. So they follow him into the forest while Savannah and the doctor are occupied. So we come back to the forest, and it's 100% on fire. In flames.
Huh.
Just completely in flames. Uncle Lope is like leading a rescue effort to try and get all the forest children out. And we cut back to Leo and the elephant kids. I will be calling the elephant kids cubs henceforth, because that is what the movie refers to them as 100% of the time. Elephant newborns are called calves, not cubs, calves, like a baby cow. This movie calls them cubs. Exclusively cubs. Fucking Italians. So the cubs say they want a mom and a dad, which to me seems kind of dark, but I don't know, I'm reading into it a lot at this point. The smoke shows up, and Uncle Lope also shows up to say, oh my god, the forest is on fire, what the fuck are you doing, I'm gonna get out. And they determined randomly that now is the best time to find the heart of the jungle. At no point does Leo say, I should take you guys back to your mom, who's gotta be like 40 feet in that direction. No, he says, we're gonna find the heart of the jungle right now. Come on, kids, we're going.
Wow, so Leo's a fucking moron.
Oh, just wait. They hightail it out of there with a bunch of the other animals who are fleeing when a jeep with a cage shows up and a human with a rifle just starts firing at animals. Our heroes flee, Leo stating he knows where to go. Spoiler, he does not. Our ragtag band of heroes, being Leo, Uncle Lope, and the two elephant cubs. Remember, they're not cubs, they're calves, but the movie calls them cubs, so I'm going to call them cubs. They come across a baby zebra, who immediately joins their company. I think the zebra's name is Ebony, but it doesn't really matter, as they only say it twice, and this is the third in a long string of useless children characters that join this group, and bring nothing to the narrative. So now we have Leo, Uncle Lope, two elephant cubs, baby zebra, just kind of going in a direction where Leo thinks the heart of the jungle is, despite having no idea where it is, what it is, why he should really go there. He just picks a direction because he knows where to go, and just like, we'll find it. And everyone, rightfully so, wants to know what the heart of the jungle is. So Leo sits him down to get the ethereal music as he's going to reveal the backstory. And Leo says, my mom died and she told me to find the heart of the jungle. And I've always been alone. And that's it.
That explains it all.
Yeah. So we still, no new information. We still don't know what the heart of the jungle is. And the entire time they're being spied on by a baby monkey. Not one of the unexplained Rastafarian monkeys. This is a different monkey. He's not a Rastafarian. Well, he could be, but I don't want to assume his religion.
You can be Rastafarian without the hat. I'm just saying that.
Leo asks who he is. He says his name. He says his name is Nanu, and he wants to go to the heart of the jungle too. So now he's part of the gang. So now it's Leo, Uncle Lope, two cubs, zebra baby, and monkey baby. Keep on making the list. Back to Savannah, she is lamenting the loss of her cubs. She is approached by Maximus Elefante, who insists that he will find the cubs because he's the biggest and strongest in the jungle. He tells her to gaze upon his tusks as they are the tusks of a leader. He tricks her into agreeing to marry him if he brings the cubs back by just telling her if she doesn't, that she doesn't care about her children. This movie gets really dark at points. Like,
wow.
I know it's for kids and they're not supposed to understand it because no kid will remember this movie 5 minutes after seeing it. But it gets like, it has some really dark shit. Like someone from an art school, this is their first project and they're like, I'm going to change the world. I'm sure of it. I'm fucking sure of it.
Or just all Italians suffer emotional abuse from their families and that's just coming through.
It could be. I'm only a little bit Italian, so my emotional abuse is just kind of general emotional abuse you give all American children. So Maximus sets off to find the cubs, which is going to lead to the absolute best part of any movie ever written, which we'll get to in just a minute. We get a throwaway scene here where Leo says he can't lead the kids to find the heart of the jungle because he's not a good enough lion, and Lope says he can, and he's like, oh, yeah, I can, and blah, blah. Savannah's girlfriends tell Savannah not to worry because Maximus will find the cubs, and they can celebrate the wedding, and that's all they want to talk about because they love weddings, because women love weddings. Right, girls? Right? You all love weddings.
Yep, you have to. It's part of the job.
Can you tell if I'm bitter, or can you tell if I'm being sarcastic at the movie? You can't, can you? Therein lies the secret. So fuck all that. Fuck everything that happened in this movie so far, because here comes the best part of this or any movie. This movie has songs.
I did not know that.
Maximus sings a song, the first song, the lyrics of which I've transcribed here in its entirety for your pleasure. I want you to know that this song is about me. This song is now my theme song wherever I go for the rest of my life. If I become a pro wrestler, this will be my entrance music. And all this is set over funky, like, free, like, worse than Kevin MacLeod. Not that he's bad, but just that, you know, free music somewhere on the internet that are of the lowest quality guitar riffs. So here, for your pleasure, I'm not going to sing it because you need the music or it doesn't sound good, are the words to Maximus's song, which I feel describe moi to a T. Oh. Big and white and cruel and mean. Creatures fear me, I'm the king. Watch out when I'm coming through. I just might stomp all over you. Maximus. I get what I want, or I will smash you down. Nobody's safe whenever I'm around. March to my drum, you better do what I say. 'Cause I make the rules. I'm Maximus Elefante. I'll find those cubs, and then I'll claim my bride. Once she is mine, she'll never leave my side. I've plotted and planned, hatched my evil scheme. I'm closer than ever to achieving my dream. March to my drum, you better do what I say, 'cause I make the rules, I'm Maximus Elefante. Life is a game, I play like a pro. Leo the Lion, it's time for you to go. I get what I want, or I will smash you down. Nobody's safe whenever I'm around. March to my drum, you better do what I say, 'cause I make the rules, I'm Maximus Elefante. So while that song is playing, the music video is just him swaggering through the jungle, fucking stuff up. He's like knocking trees over. He wipes his ass on a train. It dies of his ass stink. He shoots a bunch of rocks out of his trunk at one of the unexplained Rastafarian monkeys.
What the fuck?
And like it eventually turns into like the ground opens up and a chessboard comes out and he's like smashing the pieces until it gets real fucking weird when he is just eventually he envisions himself in this like standing on the edge of this giant cliff and this fucking Nazi elephant brigade is marching to his tune with their trunks like in a weird fucking Heil position. And they're marching and they're goose stepping in tune. And he's got like lady elephants fucking nuzzling up on him. And he's like screaming this song. It's fucking Nazi as shit.
What
it's so fucking metal. Oh my god.
Are you going to be a dictator one day?
I can only hope. Just when I heard the first line, big and white and cruel and mean, creatures fear me, I'm the king. I just thought, oh well, it's about me.
I get that printed on a t-shirt and wear it around.
I'm all of those things. That song, minus the Leo the Lion line, that song is just about me.
Okay.
Wow. So, that masterpiece is over. The movie is all downhill from here. It's about the 20-minute mark. I should have marked it down. Please watch and listen to it. It's really worth it. Like it's fucking great. I'm not being funny. I fucking love this song. So anyway, Maximus interrogates a snake that he sees as to where Leo and company have gone and starts to give chase. So Leo and the kids come across an abandoned Jeep with a baby leopard inside. They break the baby out. Baby is named Spots, and now she, I think it's a she, I don't want to assume any genders, joins the crew. The crew now consists of Leo, Uncle Lope, the cubs, the zebra, the monkey, and the leopard. And now we get a Leo musical number because Isaac sold his soul to a devil a long time ago and is in fact just a demon sent here to punish me on Earth for my misdeeds. It's a shitty kid's song and it's just about how they're a happy little family and they'll be friends forever. Whatever.
Oh, for fuck's
There's
sake.
this weird rivalry with the baby leopard and the baby monkey who fight and blah, blah, blah. The only characterization of this entire movie is these two fighting. The important thing to note is that it's about 5 minutes of shitty slapstick I had to suffer through 3 different times because I watched the movie 3 times. And I hope, Isaac, you have to suck 5 dicks every time I've had to hurry this song. That's 15 dicks. I'll expect your report on my desk by Friday.
Suck to completion or just one suck?
Look, if you suck 15 dicks one time, that'll be fine.
Okay. Do you need video evidence or will photos do?
Either or. But I'll know. I want to. Those dicks better have discerning marks on them, so I know they're different dicks.
They can be homeless people in Philadelphia, right?
I don't care. Dick's a dick, man.
Okay, good. Yeah.
The crew comes to a large ravine they must cross via a log with hungry alligators waiting below. We see that Maximus is catching up as he chuckles evilly at the thought of the children dying. He is disgusted both by the children being happy and by the fact that Leo is a vegetarian for no apparent reason, because elephants are herbivores. I don't understand. Maximus's evil knows no bounds, and he is great. And by the way, Maximus is the one who's voiced by Matt Mercer, who hosts Critical Role. Any Fire Emblem fans, he is also Crom. If you guys know Fire Emblem Awakening, he is Crom as Maximus Elefante, a fact which I could knock it out of my head. So, anyway, everyone gets across the log except for Leo, who panics because there's water at the bottom. He falls in and is presumed dead and eaten by the alligators, so the group moves on, sadly, without him.
Oh, God.
In actuality, he falls onto a ledge above the gators, so they can't reach him. Maximus tries to cross the log, to their delight, the gators, who they're looking forward to fresh white meat. Now, obviously, he's an enormous elephant, so the log almost falls. As he's struggling, the humans arrive and start shooting him full of darts. It's important to note that every other time an animal has gotten shot, it didn't show darts, leading me to think those animals were just shot by, bullets and were being slaughtered. But dear old Maximus gets a few darts in him and kind of lumbers off, getting slowly high from the darts. Maximus was working with these humans, and now they've broken their covenant. Just like a human.
Oh my God.
I just skipped a bunch of pages. Fuck, I'm such an idiot. Pardon me. I fucked up my notes a brief bit, and now I don't know what I'm doing. Where'd my notes go? Oh God, what just happened?
You blacked out. It's been like 5 minutes. You haven't spoken.
What? What?
I called 911. They're on the way.
Where am I? Okay, sorry about that. Eventually, Leo wakes up from his fall, and he finds he landed near a cave full of, you guessed it, water. He meets a friendly turtle named Guru, Gooroo. Guru is suspiciously Jewish. There's a lot of Jewish side animals in this, and that's not me being funny. All of the side animals who aren't part of the main quote-unquote plot are weirdly Jewish. I don't understand. And then they've got like the Nazi imagery with Maximus and the elephant. Let's just move past it. Leo tells her the tale of their adventures so far and how he's proud to have a little family. The turtle gives him some sage advice, telling him to follow his heart. Gives him a ride through the water at top speed because turtles are slow. I'm blowing through this scene because it doesn't add anything, and it's just gone so long already. God. But I bring it up because here's where it starts to become really prevalent, the slow motion. Remember you were talking about earlier how they pad time with the flashbacks? Here's another way to pad out the runtime. Little bits of slow motion in the animation. Like, it'll just be normal, the volume won't slow down, but the animation gets weirdly slow. And it didn't happen in the beginning, but it's getting worse and worse as time goes on, which you can see the budget being taken away as like Weinstein's like shoveling out his Coke money. So, allegedly shoveling out his Coke money. So, is it still allegedly if you're the one doing the alleging?
I don't know for sure.
Because like, if there was like an article that accused Harvey Weinstein of funneling Coke money through Leo the Lion, and I could bring that up, I could say allegedly. But if I'm the one doing the alleging, is it still allegedly, or am I just outright accusing him at that point? Anyway, there's this obscure article on a website somewhere that definitely it's at totallyexist.com alleging Harvey Weinstein of funneling Coke money through Leo the Lion, thus freeing me of any sort of responsibility to answer for my crimes. Anywho... So, yeah, turtle fucking slow motion. They're padding out the film with these weird slow motion things because I swear to God, this plot of this movie is 40 minutes long and they dragged it out to an hour 10. So Uncle Leo and the kids are in the Badlands where all the kids are chanting about how they want milk because babies drink milk. And all the elephant babies are at this point like 11 hours old. They're approached by a pack of hyenas and a pack of vultures who are not working together. The lead hyena is a sort of stereotypical Spanish voice guy, which doesn't sound familiar at all, like any other movies about lions that also has talking hyenas. And if there were, and I don't think there's any other such movies. If there were, I bet they wouldn't have a hyena who was voiced by, I don't know, let's pick an actor at random, Cheech Martin, who, uses a very stereotypical Spanish voice. And I bet they definitely wouldn't copy that in this movie. It's almost as if they're trying to make some kind of parallel, but I don't think that dear old Mario would ever do anything like that. So definitely not ripping off any Disney movies that may or may not be about lions and or royalty. The hyenas and vultures argue about who's going to eat the kids when Leo shows up to the rescue, convincing the vultures that the hyenas are sons of bitches who are laughing at them, which is accurate. A fight scene breaks out where the hyenas and vultures fight, and Leo and company pick up the scraps and fight off their attackers. By that I mean Uncle Lope just mule kicks a bunch of them. Leo does not fight any of the hyenas because he's a coward. And a vegetarian, because all vegetarians are cowards. Tell your grocer. So the Leo gang wins and they leave unscathed. Back to Maximus, he's now fully high from his poison, the poison darts. He reaches an elephant graveyard where he sees visions of Eli, whom he betrayed to the humans. And he has a full-on drug trip breakdown where he, sees elephant spirits and he starts apologizing to Eli and saying he didn't mean it. And then he passes out and falls over. And the camera, does this sort of, aerial shot where it spins around him as it's, pulling up into the sky. Fucking stop it. Stop it. No one cares about your fucking art degree. No one. You're making a movie for children. Keep your fucking artsy bullshit to the goddamn independents where it belongs. I'm sorry you didn't get hired by fucking... Who's the one I hate? Who's that guy I hate, Isaac? You love him. What?
Banksy?
No, him too. The movie maker. Royal Tenenbaums. I hate him.
Wes Anderson.
Yeah, sorry you didn't get hired by Wes Anderson. Keep it out of my fucking kids' movies, you slime. Anyway.
Oh, God.
Uncle Lope is telling a scary story around a campfire. I want to talk about the campfire and the implications of how it was built.
How did they light a fire?
Why they built it. I want to talk about that for the next 3 hours because I could, but let's just move past it. They all go to bed, and the next morning that we see Savannah and her elephant herd of girlfriends are following the kids' tracks. She decided she can't wait for Maximus and wants to find the cubs herself. Her trail of elephants are doing a dance number for no apparent reason. Just to a jazz beat. They're following along, dancing in unison while she's leading the way, not dancing because her children are kidnapped. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to our listeners who have to listen to me describe this. I'm really sorry because I'm not even sorry for me anymore. I am your messiah now. I am hanging on the cross of this movie, forced to suffer for your sins. So the Leo gang is starving. Uncle Lope has an idea. It's the oddest, strangest thing I've ever seen in any movie, and the images will haunt me for the rest of my life.
Oh, boy.
So they find the little zebra girl's, or boy, I don't know, mother in a herd of zebras. So you'd think what they would do is return the zebra to his or her mother. However, they have another plan to feed the children. So what they do is they do the old gag where you somebody leans over behind someone and the other person pushes them over, like the table gag. Okay. And Uncle Lope and Leo do that to her and then crowd her and be like, hey, we found your baby. And they didn't say this in so many words, but they basically say, what's she worth to you?
Oh, God.
To convince her to help them. And by convince her to help them, I mean to let the other babies suckle at her teat. So we then cut immediately to the cheetah or the leopard and the monkey suckling at the zebra's teats.
Huh.
They're sucking out her milk. You understand that I find this incredibly disturbing. They're suckling milk from the zebra teat. So do the elephants. I don't think that works. Why did I have to see it?
I'm not a biologist.
I had to see zebra nipples. And a little cheetah sucking at them. Who wrote this? Italy, I implore
Mario.
You. Find him. Kill him. Drag him through the streets like you did Mussolini. He's just as bad.
I'm lost for words completely. Good Lord.
They suckle from her teeth. Her teeth!
So, wait, do the elephants use their trunks?
The elephants, we don't see the elephants suckling. We see them walking over as Uncle Leo says, all right, who's next? Which makes it seem really, you know what? Fuck it. So we see Savannah, she's catching up, she's crossing the log that was a plot point earlier in the movie. She knocks the log over, the other elephants haven't crossed, she's alone now. So her fat ass knocks the log over and just kills the gators below, or crocodiles, whatever. Just kills them. It falls on them and kills them. And, the way it's shot, there's no question that she killed them.
Shit.
So this separates her from the rest of the herd and has the added bonus of killing two things at this point, which have done nothing except save and make a few catcalls to people. Just now we've got murder. Because why not, right?
Throw it on the pile.
It just keeps coming. So Maximus wakes from his stupor and continues the hunt. He meets the zebra herd that the Leo gang just gang-pressed into supping from the teat of. The baby zebra that was a former Leo gang member tells them that Leo is leading the group to the heart of the jungle where they will be safe. Maximus, my hero, says nobody is safe from Maximus because he's a fucking straight pimp and sets off in pursuit. Back to the Leo gang. After a rainstorm, which Leo was terrified of course, because water will kill your mother, a rainbow explodes open a rock near them, which opens a magical path to the heart of the jungle, which they just kind of find randomly.
What?
Never had a heading, never had a plan, they just kind of find it.
Larry, it's friendship, because they're friends now.
Just you wait.
Look,
they share a bond that no other creatures in existence can say, which they've all sucked from the same zebra tit. And if you want to really become my brother Isaac, we're going to have to go and trick a zebra into letting us suck her fucking titties. It's like Icky Cookie, but somehow grosser. So they found the heart of the jungle, which, let me describe the heart of the jungle. So when I say they're in the wastelands, I'm talking like salt flats, barren cliffs, no plants. And that's where they're in most of this movie. So I'm sorry, I'm losing my voice for screaming, and I'm going to be screaming more, so just fucking hang with me. I'm going to take a drink. Isaac, fill for time for a second.
I'm just picturing sucking on a zebra's nipples and glancing over and seeing you just in the desert dust, naked, next to me, also sucking on the nipple, and it's making me kind of hard, to be honest.
Like the milk dribbling down our chins, like it's got to be thick zebra milk.
Oh, it's like cottage cheese how it comes out.
So Heart of the Jungle, they go into this little cliffed area, and it's small. It's like half a football field in size total, like square footage. It's probably, I have not been to your house since you guys bought a house. It's probably the size of your house, like if you laid it out flat. And it's mostly just barren land. There's a waterfall with 2 feet from the edge of the water. Like there's a pool of water and a waterfall. And up to 2 feet of plants and a single tree. Heart of the jungle. What?
Yeah, it sounds.
They're not even
like
in a jungle. That's like going to the fucking middle of the ocean and saying I'm in the heart of the goddamn New York. You can't be somewhere you're not.
But friendship can take you anywhere, Larry.
So it's really unimpressive. And the kids are even like, well, this is it? There's no food. And they're greeted by the rainbow shaman who guards the forest. A lady chameleon in a ruffled collar akin to Shakespeare. I'm not assuming her gender. She is definitely a lady because Uncle Lope immediately has a hot nut for her.
I was going to say, she's obviously a woman because they all suck on her tits.
Uncle Lope is an antelope and she is a chameleon. She asks why they're here. Uncle Lope says they've traveled far and wide. Incorrect. They've heard many tales. Also incorrect. They've faced countless treachery. They have faced zero treachery. And they've faced dangers. A little bit of danger, I'll give them that. And they've heard a lot of tales about her in the heart of the jungle. Wrong. So we get another fucking song where she sings about Leo and how great he is and his vegetarianism. And she sings a line to each one of the members of the Leo gang, while her bit here is to, like, transform her head into the head of the person she's singing about, which is weird, but whatever. She's a chameleon, whatever, I don't care. She caps the song off by telling Leo to believe in himself, because that's all anyone has ever done, is tell him to believe in himself. But he's always been too milquetoast to ever accept that. He tells his bullshit story about his mom again, blah, blah, blah. He acknowledges he's become the dad of the group and wants to protect all the kiddies, and he will prove his love by telling the world he's a vegetarian, even though everyone already kind of knows it. Let's just fucking get through it.
What?
If I wanted bullshit 5-year-old morality lessons, I'd go to Tumblr. So, Leo overcomes his fear of water and accepts his courage, which apparently has been a plot point despite being fairly courageous this entire movie. I mean, he's kids' movie courageous. I mean, he is always at the lead of everything, pretty much, except the whole time whining about how he's Kurt Cobain. He's the leader and just hates it, and is can't deal with his fame. But anyway, he accepts his courage. He jumps in the water. He realizes that, of course, the heart of the jungle is inside of you all along. And then he uses his lion magic to summon a magic rainbow up to the waterfall to lead them into the heart of the jungle, because the heart of the jungle, while being inside of you, is also a real place. He summons a rainbow with his lion magic.
Okay.
So the heart of the jungle is a real place. It's also inside you all along. It's like a colon. I don't know what that means. My brain is oatmeal.
Do you mean how it's like punctuation, but also your asshole?
Yeah, sure. I'm fucked. I'm fucking. I'm
you knackered.
I'm fucking suzzled, man.
This movie is eating you alive.
Everyone goes up the Rainbow Bridge into the heart of the jungle, which is a big cavern with no entrance unreachable except by lion magic, which means it's safe for everyone. That's filled with a giant pool of mother's milk.
What?
Now, it's never explicitly said that this is milk, but it's milk colored. The kids are drinking it, and there's this I saw this in a different article, and I wasn't going to bring it up, but it kind of fits. Apparently, the original, when this was put on Netflix, the original subtitles were a more direct translation of the Italian. And for anyone who's ever played like an old video game or, seen stuff with bad translations, like the direct translation directly called this a big pool of milk. Now, the subtitles have been since corrected to just say what is they're saying out of their English mouths. But apparently, that does confirm, because I wasn't sure if it was milk or water, because they don't say it. When I saw it, I thought, oh, that's a puddle of milk. That's disgusting. But then they don't say it, so I just kind of let it go. But in between the first and second time I watched this movie, I saw this article about the weird subtitle changes, and then that confirmed it is, in fact, a big pool of milk.
So it's white, though, right?
Yeah. Because the water is clearly blue in every other shot. And this is a big, thick pool of soupy milk.
If it's not milk, it's Harvey Weinstein's cum.
I mean, I would call Harvey Weinstein's cum mother's milk if I had to suck it down. So anyway, they're all happy to have made it to the heart of the jungle where they're safe forever. And Uncle Lope once again professes that he is a hot nut for the shaman chameleon. I don't want to think about Uncle Lope pounding her tiny little chameleon hole, but now you're thinking about it, so it's worth it.
Yeah.
So the shaman tells them that someone is approaching who is not worthy of entering the heart of the jungle. So she says the monkey and leopard can stay here in the heart of the jungle, but she magics out Leo, Lope, and the elephant cubs. Why?
Yeah, what?
Why? I don't get it. Leo had to use his courage and his newfound lion magic to open up the way to the heart of the jungle. So why the fuck is the shaman now making them leave? With no explanation? What was the fucking point? And why is she fucking teleporting out the elephant cubs if they're in the most fucking dance of place? Walking away. Doesn't make any sense. Just fuck. God damn.
Oh God. I think he's disappeared. I think he might have just run into the street to find oncoming traffic. Are you alive?
Okay, so
Can I get you anything? You want a glass of orange juice?
outside in the outer part of the heart of the jungle, Uncle Lope tells Leo that he is staying behind because he has found real happiness. Why the fuck can you stay at the pool of milk? Easy. Stay on target. That was probably really loud. Hopefully you don't have to do too much work or it doesn't kill someone with how loud that was.
I just assumed you ran out into traffic and you were just like, this is it. This is the end. Take me, Lord.
I had to go do an angry walk around my apartment. I had to do that 2 out of the 3 times I watched this movie.
Well, that's the first time we've had even a brief rage quit from discussing a movie.
Why it doesn't.
I got close with Perfect Sisters, but
let's be rational here. Why she never explains why she teleports them out of the heart of the jungle, and they don't have a heading. They just kind of leave. She says someone who's not worthy. It's Maximus. Maximus is here. She says someone who's not worthy is here to, and he can't be allowed into the heart of the jungle. Well, nobody get into the fucking heart of the jungle. Also, they need to have you sing them a fucking song. So just don't talk to him. Let him, he'll fucking wander off. He'll be like, nope, they're not here.
Right. Because they lion magicked and, oh my god. Okay.
Okay, look. I know this movie's meant for 5-year-olds, and I'm thinking about it way too much. But if I have to watch this movie all these times, I want it to make some fucking sense. You know what parts don't make sense about The Lion King? None of it. It makes perfect sense. Because it's a good movie. You know what it's for?
Right.
Children. It's for children.
Yeah, it's doable. Maybe not if you're Italian.
Most Disney movies are for children, and they make perfect sense. I'm not even a huge fan of Disney. I'm really not. I mean, they're good, but I'm not, like, people go nuts over it. I'm just okay with it. There's so many kids' movies that are fine, and I'm fine with, and they make sense, and it's okay. And you could be an adult and watch it and be like, you know what, this isn't too bad. No.
Not this one.
This is just trash. This is trash shat out for a quick profit. And I'm now done alleging. I'm now stating that this is a fucking plot for someone to shift money somewhere. And they pulled some stupid fucking Italian art school student who thought he was the next coming of Wes fucking Anderson to put and do this shitty fucking screenplay and throw his own shit in. Just forget it. Forget it. Why do I care? Why do I care this much? I'm watching Leo the fucking Lion. So, Uncle Lope stays behind. He's not in the inner heart. We never see the inner heart again. He's in the outer heart with the waterfall. So Leo and the Cubs leave him behind and go... They don't go anywhere. They just kind of start walking. Yeah. So Maximus shows up. He tells the Cubs he will save the kids from Leo, who, as a vegetarian, doesn't have the stones to protect the kids. Now, Leo, having had his newfound courage and, determination, he folds like a fucking Cuban sandwich and admits he can't protect them and lets Maximus take them.
What?
That means everything we just saw, up in smoke.
Fucking up in Leo, smoke. You've learned nothing.
It's like
stupid Italian
it's like
lion.
Code of Honor. It negates the whole movie. I'm really sorry for the screaming. I feel a little bad about that, but I also was not pretending. I was really that angry.
Yeah, sometimes you need to let the rage out. You gotta experience your emotions.
So Leo sadly wanders back to the waterfall outer part of the heart of the jungle. Uncle Lope, furiously beating off to the thought of plowing the rainbow shaman, asks what happened, and Leo says a big white elephant took them away because he, Leo, is a punk bitch. Uncle Lope recounts the tale of Maximus's betrayal of Eli, and the two set off in chase of Maximus to save the children. You think Uncle Lope would have mentioned that before, but, hey, he's a fucking dickhead.
God damn it.
So, along with Maximus, the two Cubs are complaining that Maximus is too fast and he is very mean. He threatens to kill them and lie to their mother about Leo killing them because this is a family picture. He's about to do it, too. Like, he has his big elephant fucking hoof over top of one's head when Leo shows up in the distance, and Maximus, tells the kids if they bring up to Leo what just happened, about how he almost crushed them with his meaty foot, he says he will kill Savannah and then Leo, and then
God
says,
damn it.
Where will that leave you? He is so fucking metal, it makes me hard.
Sake.
This movie's rated Y7, so kids for 7 and above, which brings its own brand of what the fuck, but... So Leo confronts Maximus when Savannah shows up. Maximus tells Savannah that Leo was going to eat them, and she just instantly believes him.
What?
She tells Leo off, and Maximus charges Leo, trying to gore him. Uncle Lope dives in the way and takes the hit, and Maximus throws the antelope off to the side. He's about to kill Leo next when Savannah stops him, saying that Leo, quote-unquote, isn't worth it. So the elephants all leave, and Leo runs to the prone form of Uncle Lope, who is dying from being speared by Maximus. He gives a touching little speech to Leo about how he enjoyed their adventures, and he's proud of him, standard stuff. Then he dies!
Ah!
Leo mourns his loss with another flashback with really sad music. So again, another fucking flashback with all the scenes that Uncle Lope was in. It would actually be kind of sad if I had any emotional attachment to this movie. Here's a spoiler, folks. I'm actually a huge softie when it comes to sad stuff in movies. I cry at movies more than most people. I'm pretty emotional. I know I come off as okay. Well, I know I am human slime, and that comes out in this show. But I have emotional attachment to stuff. This scene was done well enough that if I cared about this movie, I'd be a little sad, but I don't because this movie's utter trash. I can't even begin to muster anything in my heart except bile when I think about this fucking piece of shit. So Leo sleeps the weary sleep of sorrow next to his best friend's corpse, as we've all done once or twice. When the Rainbow Shaman Chameleon shows up, telling Uncle Lope to wake up, which brings him back from the dead.
God damn it.
Just like that, he was dead for a minute and a half of screen time.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Uncle Lope tells Leo to get a move on and save the kids, and that's that. So close to done. The wedding of Savannah and Maximus is taking place. Savannah goes into it
fast.
She goes into it with the quiet sorrow of a woman being forced into a rape dungeon, which I guess is kind of what her fate is. Really dark. Just really dark. In the midst of the ceremony, a snake who has been constantly tortured in little sight gags throughout the entire movie mentions that quote unquote, he mentions that, and I quote, "This union is founded on deception."
What the fuck?
And before the ceremony can be completed, Leo arrives to object. He tells them he's a vegetarian, which makes everyone laugh, but I thought everyone knew he was a vegetarian. Everyone greets him as, oh, it's Leo, the vegetarian lion. Whatever. I stopped caring. Leo bears his heart to Savannah that he loves the children and wants to protect them. He tells the elephants that Maximus betrayed Eli. And the elephants turn on Maximus, who admits, yes, it's true, but he's the biggest and the best, so it doesn't matter. He got a big swinging elephant cock, and he doesn't care what anyone thinks.
That's all you need in this world.
He attacks Leo, who claws up his face, Maximus's face, that is. The two have a little fight scene, complete with awesome guitar riffs that mirror Maximus's theme. Leo uses all of his newfound courage he learned from his adventures to defeat Maximus by leading him to the helicopters where he gets shot and captured by the humans.
What? Oh my god. How does he know where they are?
He just sees him in the distance and he leads Maximus to an open plain where they can catch him with their spotlights. They ignore Leo because...
Yeah, they don't want a lion? Yeah. I feel like a lion's a bigger draw than an elephant. Or maybe not a scrawny fucking vegetarian lion.
Elephants have tusks. You can use that ivory for fucking aphrodisiacs and pianos and I don't know.
I thought they were taking him to the zoo.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the kids' movie version, but they're fucking eating him. I want to see the sequel, Leo the Lion 2, where Maximus and Eli have to deal with prison life.
How thick is an elephant ear, do you think? I'm trying. Do you think you could cut it off and fry it up like a steak? Would it be an inch thick, or is it just a flap? I feel like there's a top bony part that's thick, but the rest of it's a flap. There's pictures of me with an elephant when I was a kid. It must have been at a circus or a carnival or something, but I have no memory of it whatsoever. Apparently, next time one of us gets to see an elephant, we gotta try to touch their ears and see if they're pan-searable.
Hey, yo, elephant trainer, can I eat this? What's your professional opinion? So Leo defeated Maximus with his courage and cowardice, and thus ends the reign of Maximus Elefante. Moment of silence.
Dictators are bad. Do not become a dictator.
Anyway, the day is saved. We see old man Leo lecturing about how bullying was then outlawed in the jungle, because that's how freedom works. And then we finally see who he's been lecturing to all this time. Would you like to guess?
A bunch of new vegetarian lions?
2 little elephant and lion hybrid babies.
That's
right, kids. Leo fucks Savannah.
No.
He produced horrid, terrifying little half-breed children.
Oh, God.
Little elephant lions, or as I affectionately call them, lionfants. I could have an entirely separate podcast just talking about this for at least 4 episodes, but we're almost done.
Lionfant Corner.
Lionfant Corner. It's a crime against nature. So I don't know what an elephant vagina looks like, but I don't know that his lion dick is that big.
Yeah.
I want to see a lion fucking elephant.
I know. We should write that porno.
I wonder if I'm gonna live. I didn't do this before. I'm gonna live on screen. Well, on audio. Look up Rule 34, Leo the Lion.
Oh, God.
Oh, my fucking God.
No way.
Oh, wait. Okay.
Larry.
Now, the MCM lion that growls,
yeah.
That's his name is Leo. That's what it is.
Okay.
Damn. Oh, there's a couple more. Nope. Okay, that's just real vaginas. Okay, nope. All right. I'm out. Anyway. So, yeah. So Leo fucks Savannah. And the movie ends with a Leo the Lion music video about being a vegetarian. And his backup dancers and performers are the unexplained Rastafarian monkeys. So it's about 4 minutes of bullshit, which is accompanied by more flashbacks from the movie, punctuated with Leo's quote-unquote singing about being a vegetarian. By this point, I was so offended by how shitty this movie was, knowing it was coming to an end. I spent this entire music video looking up to find where to really just stick a knife into the heart of this movie. I tried to purchase lion meat. Now,
What?
I found one place where lion meat was for sale.
Oh, God.
There's probably more. Lion meat in America is not illegal. It's not.
That's disturbing.
Isaac, I want you to guess. Let me pull up the website. I found 1 pound of lion meat for sale. And let me see. Let me give you some other, because there's this place. Don't look it up. Be fair.
Okay. Okay.
I found this place called exoticmeatmarket.com.
I don't want that in my search history, so I'm not looking it up.
I found this place called exoticmeatmarket.com. They sell all kinds of shit, exotic meat. Now, as far as I know, a lot of this stuff, it's legal in different areas. Lion meat in America, not illegal. Oh, by the way, it totally fucks up your Google search, so don't do that. Yeah. Let me give you some of the other things I see on this website. Alligator meat, armadillo meat, bobcat meat, brains, camel meat, coyote meat.
I can do camel.
Emu meat, guinea pig meat.
No.
Llama meat, muskrat meat, opossum meat. I'm skipping. There's tons. Otter meat.
God. It's all chicken. It's got to be all chicken.
So, reindeer
It's like selling
meat.
fucking oregano to potheads.
Let's I'm going to go to water buffalo meat. Here's a pound of water buffalo ground meat. $10. Let's go to camel meat. I think you can buy camel humps for like like $20.
A hump of a camel?
Camel salami, $30. 2 pounds of camel sausages, $30.
God.
Camel hump fat, 2 pounds, $30. Let's see here. Reindeer meat. I'm just picking stuff at random here to give you an idea. 1 pound of reindeer sausage, $20. Alligator meat. Alligator andouille sausage, which by the way looks fucking delicious. $15 for a pound of that sausage.
That's a good deal.
They have the exotic hot dog of the month club.
Oh, God. Why would you be a member of that?
It's $200 for exotic hot dogs every month, which actually sounds kind of awesome. They've got like, I must stop. They've got venison, bison, axis deer, elk, llama, goat, alpaca, antelope, beaver, boar, goat. There's animals I haven't even heard of here. So anyway, you got the idea. You got a couple prices. So for 1 pound of lion meat, would you like to take a guess at how much I could find a pound of lion meat for?
I really want to hope it's very high, like over $10,000 a pound.
By the way, 16 ounces of giraffe jerky is $300. But anyway.
I'll say $500 a pound.
For 1 pound of lion meat, the price is $49,999.99.
Okay, well, I'm glad it's expensive.
$50,000 to buy a pound of lion meat.
I was really worried it was going to be too cheap, and that was going to make me sad. But that makes me feel better. But yeah, who's buying that?
Let me read you the description. My name is Anshu Pathak, owner of Exotic Meat Market. I run an animal rescue. Sounds funny, but that's the truth. To support my rescue, I offer farm-raised lion meat. $50,000 can help us buy 5,000 bales of alfalfa. Yes, meat is my business, but animal welfare is my passion. Sounds too funny, right?
What?
Visit our farm, $100 cash or 10 bales of alfalfa per person. I will give you a tour. I promise you will support my philosophy.
Well, shit.
So imagine you're having this revelation while an animated lion is singing about being a vegetarian.
Did you buy lion meat?
If I had $50,000, I'd buy a house. So yeah. So thus ends Leo the Lion. This has got to be one of the worst children's movies I've ever produced. Hands down. It's going to take a long time to get this fucking movie out of my head. Like the baby cheetah or leopard or whatever and baby monkey suckling at the teats of a mama zebra is going to haunt me. If not for the elephant, the Maximus Elefante song, it would all be up in smoke.
I feel like that specific scene was a Harvey Weinstein fetish that he forced them to put in. He just went there and was like, hey guys, I really want to see a bunch of animals sucking on a zebra teat.
Man. It's so rough. It's so fucking rough. Oh, God.
I'm glad you enjoyed yourself and you went back to your childhood a little bit.
Fuck you. You're probably a Nazi and I hate you.
Larry, probably. You know me better. Oh, man.
Big
Kids
and white
really...
and cruel and mean. Creatures fear me, I'm the king. Watch out when I'm coming through. I just might stomp all over you. Maximus.
Gotta get you that t-shirt.
Yeah. Oh, that'll get me all the ladies at all the white power meetings. Doesn't help that I live in a very racist part of Pennsylvania, which is a very racist state.
Now, I mean, I know this is impossible, but how would a racist feel about having sex with a chameleon because they can change color?
As long as they stay white, I don't see why that needs to be a problem.
I guess that's probably what it would be.
A little chameleon hole is much like a lady hole if you squint.
The bait shop. Isn't that run by like a KKK dragon?
Yeah, I don't like to think about it.
Can you do some reconnaissance and go there and ask him?
I drive past that every day. I try not to think about it.
Just go in and ask, would you fuck a chameleon if you could? See what they say. It makes it sound like you're just in the swampland. You drive past the bait shop with a KKK wizard.
Yeah.
It sounds really like you never wear shoes.
No, I'm somewhat enlightened.
Do you put corn muffins in your pockets on the way to work?
What the fuck is a corn muffin, and where do I get some?
They sell mix at Aldi.
Oh God, they do. I basically do live in a big racist swamp. Just instead of being a swamp, it's cold.
Oh God. Oh boy.
That was rough. Man. Leo the Lion was fucking rough.
Yeah, that sounded pretty bad.
Vexed me more, but this one made me really angry. Because I'm trying to assign meaning to a child's movie, which is my problem, really. But it's really bad.
Our first honorary rage quit, so I feel like we need to take a moment to appreciate the level of this movie. That you mentally and physically had to remove yourself for a moment.
Yeah. It's just why do I care? This is my curse. My curse is to care.
Well, I'll keep you away from kids' movies for a little while, because there's so many bad ones, but I can't make you do that too often.
Oh, good. Hooray.
Alright, well, next week, just give a little tease, I'm watching the Smosh movie, or Smosh the movie. Internet, stupid, fucking god. Also the most sexist movie in the world. But we'll get into that next week, so stay tuned. We'll be here next Sunday.
Smosh does not respect women. Recording, and I'm still trying to figure that out.
The whole master's thesis is devoted to it, and it's going to make my skin crawl to read it. But they very clearly had a message they wanted to get across. Oh, lordy lord. Anyway, you were listening to the Bowels of Netflix. I don't know how you made it through Leo the Lion. You poor, poor listeners. But if you want to contact us, we have Twitter, we have Facebook. Those are Bowels of Netflix, or at Bowels of Netflix, or however the internet works. And if you want to write in about your own experience with watching Leo the Lion or anything else, we have an email address. That's bowelsofnetflix@gmail.com. And also, if you're a listener, if you could go ahead and subscribe on whatever you're using to listen to this, and give us a rating. It better goddamn be 5 stars, otherwise why are you listening to the end of episode 10? Something is wrong with you if you've gotten this far and you want to rate us poorly.
Look, I understand if you hate me. If you hate Isaac, there's something wrong with you. I understand if you don't like me, but I just want you to appreciate my passion. Because I don't fabricate. I sometimes will maybe give it a little push, but I don't fabricate these feelings or look for these meanings. They just come. This is my life.
Now
I can't watch. I can't watch anything anymore. I can't.
When you say
nobody can watch movies with me because I can't fucking stop talking. I can't.
You do hate almost everything.
I do. I cannot let people enjoy things.
You have to be careful when you say, I just want you to appreciate my passion, because that's Harvey Weinstein's pickup line. So, take it easy there, high roller.
I don't have a fern full of my own cum. Why do you think No, don't make a joke about the dog.
Oh, God. Also our music, which you're hearing now, it's the lovely little bed going on, the stuff we had in the beginning, is all from Kevin MacLeod at incompetech.com. If you check the details of this episode, you can get the full Creative Commons license, and you can go on his site, especially if you need any music for a project you're working on. It's all Creative Commons license, so you don't have to pay to use it, you just have to give him credit. It's pretty good stuff. And I think that's it, so come back next Sunday and have a good night.
Yeah, have a better life than me. just. Oh God, I'm so glad I get a week off.